Welcome back to another Tax Sale Starters Tip of the Week. And in this week's question that we received from our audience is, does the tax deed at auction wipe out an existing mortgage? I'll answer that question in just a moment. Typically, in a tax deed, when it goes into auction, the mortgage is pushed to a secondary position. In other words, the tax lien or the tax deed takes priority over a mortgage. So even though the mortgage is in a first position, the tax deed supersedes that. It's called like a super lien, if you will, and it takes precedence over the mortgage. Now, many times mortgage owners or mortgage holders will come back and buy that lien or certificate prior to the auction, which is why sometimes you may notice that when you have a list going into the auction, the day before you go into the auction, that list is slightly changed, and some of the properties you may have been looking at have been removed, and that is because the financial institutions have become aware that the property was heading to auction because of a tax bill, and they don't want to lose their position, so they'll come in and they'll buy that certificate back or pay off that note before it actually goes into an auction. Now, keep in mind, just because a property goes into auction does not mean that the mortgage cannot or the mortgage holder cannot come back. Again, if there's a redemption period, the mortgage owner can absolutely come back and purchase back that mortgage because they have a position on that property. Now, where they completely get wiped out is once that process or redemption period has been extinguished. Then at that point, then the mortgage is wiped out and that deed is free of the mortgage. That does not mean that it is free of other liens like grass cut liens or demolition liens or something imposed by the state. It just depends on the county and how their rulings are. Every state, and you'll hear me say this consistently, every state, every county is different. So you have to know the laws, you have to know the rules before you get involved into that particular property. I hope that information was helpful. This is your Tax Sale Starters Tip of the Week. And don't forget to check out taxsalefinders.com, where you can get the latest auction list, find out what auctions are coming up, and do research on the property that you're interested in. We'll look forward to seeing you on next week's Tax Sale Starters Tips. Happy investing.